Good morning, one and all. On behalf of IAP technical team, I, Dr. Smarnika Das, welcome you all to today's webinar on Master Your Mind and Control Your Destiny by Ms. Priyanka Rowe. And our second speaker is Dr. Rashmi Pawar. She is going to be talking on physical activities and mental health. During the webinar, if you have any questions, please put it on the chat box and our moderator will take it. We are live streaming on IAP India YouTube channel. And to get the updates on it and to also view the previous webinars, please subscribe our channel. To get the upcoming webinars notification, please press the bell icon and also follow our Facebook page. Today's webinar is being conducted by IAPWC Goa, and we have with us as moderator Dr. Riddhi Sampath and Dr. Lavi Jain. Dr. Riddhi Sampath has completed her master's in orthopedics and sports. She is also a certified childbirth educator and has an experience of 13 plus years from Goa. Today she would be moderating the session. So over to you, Riddhi.
Thank you, Dr. Smarnika Das. Good morning, all. I'm Dr. Riddhi Sampath from IIP Women's Cell Goa. We welcome all the delegates to our fifth webinar on Master Your Mind, Control Your Destiny by Mind Coach Ms. Priyanka Rao, which is the need of the hour. Followed by that, we will be having a session on physical activities and mental health by Dr. Rashmi Pawar to understand our contribution as a physiotherapist in the field of mental health. Indian Association of Physiotherapy came up with Women's Cell 2 years back, and since then, there is no looking back. We have conducted awareness sessions, CMEs, free camps, and now webinars in this time of pandemic COVID-19. Today, joining us in the webinar are Dr. Smarnika Das as State Coordinator, Dr. Rashmi Pawar, Joint Coordinator, myself, Dr. Lavi Jain, Dr. Melissa, Dr. Lara, and last but not the least, our very own Dr. Sheila, who is our super senior. Without wasting much time, I present to you our first speaker, Ms. Priyanka Rao. Ms. Priyanka Rao is a professional mind coach who is licensed and certified practitioner of neuro-linguistic programming by Dr. Richard Bandler. She is internationally certified image consultant. She is a practitioner of emotional freedom technique. She has alumni of the Warwick Business School from UK, holding a master's degree in marketing and strategy. She has led a nomadic childhood in a multicultural journey, having lived and studied in around 10 cities and 7 countries. Team that with her corporate experiences working for the world's best hospitality and luxury hospitality, wherein her clientele include CXOs and vertical heads across a diaspora of banking and financial, aerospace, consultancy, FMCG, pharmaceutical infrastructure, automobile, IT software, and hardware industries and diplomatic circles. Coming over to Priyanka Rao.
Thank you, Dr. Riddhi. Thank you very much, Dr. Smarnika, and to all the panelists who are on board here. A very, very good morning. I'm absolutely thrilled to be here speaking to all the doctors of physiotherapy and physical therapy who are online. I understand you've logged in from various cities and I can see attendees still coming in. So I'm really, really pleased to be here. I would like to get an idea of who all have come in from which parts of the country and which cities, so we all feel we're part of this together for the next 1 hour. So if you can go ahead and type in your city in the chat, we would know where you're from, and it'll give us a great idea of where all this webinar is actually going to. So please go ahead and type in the city that you're coming in from, so we all know where you're from. I would really urge the doctors to do that so that I know I'm speaking to. It can get quite lonely out here speaking on a computer screen as a speaker. So this will allow me to know who I'm speaking to. So a kind request to all the doctors to please type in to the chat window which cities you're from, and that will be absolutely wonderful. I can see Tamil Nadu, Chennur, fabulous. Thank you so much. Mapsa, Goa, lovely. Who else is out there? Please do let us know which cities are you from. Pune, beautiful. So Bangalore, Maharashtra, wonderful. Thank you so much, doctors. Keep it coming in. Hyderabad and Chhattisgarh and Bhubaneswar and Mumbai and Indore and Gujarat. Wow, we were actually covering the north, south, east, and west. So that's beautiful. I'm so happy. So here's a little bit about me. And I can see Puducherry coming in as well. Thank you very much. I am Priyanka Rao. I'm the apple of my parents' eye, roommate to a 50-kilo Rottweiler dog, looking for my life partner, but found my life's purpose. I'm a nerdy bookworm, turned luxury hotelier, turned internationally certified image consultant, turned startup founder, and now a professional mind coach in India. I'm also a very proud member of Rotary and a proud member of BNI. I know many of you have never met me and don't know of me. So, here's what I would like to introduce you with. I was actually born in Goa, and I am from Goa. But my childhood has been very nomadic, as Dr. Riddhi mentioned. My father used to work for an airline. So I've moved countries and cities every 3 years. So my education has taken me every 3 years across cities as well. So I've moved to Nepal, I've moved to Paris, moved to Las Palmas, which is an island south of Spain, moved to Prague. I then moved on to Riyadh. My undergraduation has been in Mumbai. I hold an undergraduate degree in marketing and strategy and international finance from the Jai Hind College with a BMS degree. And my postgraduate degree in marketing and strategy was from the Warwick Business School in United Kingdom, just up north of London. But most of my corporate experience has been with the Marriott India, in corporate sales and in marketing, selling Marriott India. And I was largely in Mumbai for that. Post which I went to Bangalore to open the first Ritz-Carlton in India. For those of you who are not aware of this brand, it's the topmost luxury brand in the world, and it is a luxury brand of Marriott. 2015 brought me back to Goa. I turned an entrepreneur. I became an image consultant, and eventually that led me to becoming a mind coach as I am speaking to you today. So for all of you out there, who are really interested in this subject to understand how the mindset works, and in case you log off during the webinar, here's my Instagram and my Facebook handle. I'm also on Twitter and I'm also on LinkedIn, Mind Coach Priyanka Rao. That's how you'll find me. There's a lot of content on mind coaching and mindset coaching since lockdown. So since March, if you just scroll down my handle, you'll find a lot of hacks, tips, ideas, habits that you can incorporate to get yourself and your mindset really upgraded and trained. So Mind Coach Priyanka Rao on Instagram and Facebook is what you could follow me. I have content there almost every week. So in case you log off this webinar in between, you know where to find some more content in addition to what I'm going to share with you today. So having said that, let's dive straight in. If you're ready with me, please type in ready so that I know you're with me. Over the next 1 hour, I'm going to be sharing with you some very, very interesting subjects. Things like what are the mindset challenges in this current crisis times? How does the mind work? I'm not going to be speaking medically. So I'm going to leave that to experts like you. I'm simply going to be speaking from a mindset point of view of your conscious and subconscious mind. I'm also going to be sharing with you how can you reprogram your mind starting today. So you're going to get actually mental commands from me today as well. And if I can affect a change and influence even one life or one mindset today, that's a wonderful Sunday morning spent. So I'm right here. Looking forward to it. I will be pretty much navigating through the presentation slides, so you can pretty much sit back and relax. If you have a pen and a notepad, that would be great, because I will be sharing with you takeaways and commands, which would be with you possibly all your life. So if you have a pen and a writing pad at hand, that would be absolutely great. So I'm going to dive straight in. Thank you very much, Ashwini, for that compliment. And thank you for all those who've typed me already. 2019, ladies and gentlemen, was an absolutely grim year for India. We were declared the most depressed country in the world by World Health Organization. In fact, 1 in every 5 Indians was supposed to be suffering from some ailment in terms of mental health. Lockdown didn't make it easier. Our topmost Google searches in lockdown has been therapy, depression, stress, anxiety. I would like to believe that we as Indians and in India, we are a happy community. We've got a very strong social fabric and a very strong family support system, but it's possible because of the numbers, we were declared the most depressed country in the world. So on a global level, the only thing common between snakes and public speaking is that both are rated the topmost fears in the world. In fact, public speaking, which is also called glossophobia, affects almost 75% of the population in the world. And I have a lot of clients who come to me only for this particular aspect. So on a macro level, these are the topmost fears people have. People fear falling sick. People fear high medical bills, death, war, crime, natural disasters, pollution, and, falling short of money. Huge mindset fears that people have. But on an individual level, on a micro level, here are the topmost fears that people have in their minds. The fear of change. Such a big fear that your comfort zone traps you so hard that you can't step out of it. That there goes that famous saying which says, you need to enter the caves of the fear. That's where your treasures lie. You need to take that leap of faith. So the fear of change, fear of loneliness, so addiction, social media, all an outcome of the fear of loneliness, fear of failing, fear of being told no, fear of judging. What are people going to think of me? Losing your freedom, that doom story running in your mind, something bad is going to happen. I just know it, not feeling enough. I'm going to speak a little bit more about this, not being enough, fear of getting hurt, and this huge one in current crisis times, the fear of uncertainty. What's going to happen tomorrow? Now, ladies and gentlemen, and doctors on this panel, we were not born with these fears. If you look at any baby, any child, any toddler, they have no fears. They don't even know what's a fear. They have no negative emotion in them. Every baby and every subconscious mind is born free. It's born complete. It's born enough. It's born whole. It's born with absolutely no negative emotions and fears. Which is why your subconscious mind can easily be reprogrammed to its original self, because that's how you were born. And it does not take long, no matter how old the fear, how deeply ingrained the negative emotion or the negative belief system, it can be reprogrammed to its original self, because that's how you were born. So fear of death, 45 days. Fear of public speaking, 2.5 weeks. Stress and anxiety because coronavirus, 3 weeks. Fear of exams, 2 weeks. Fear of driving, 1 week. This is some of the clients I worked with. And it's not because I'm a brilliant mind coach. It's really that's how fast subconscious mind actually reprograms itself. So if we were not born with these fears, where did we actually acquire these fears? Let's see. Most of us, doctors, get our belief systems, good and bad, in our childhood between the age of 7 and 14. And they usually come from 2 sources. One are your parents and your family, and the second is your school. Let's look at the first one. So parents are the biggest role model for the child. Whatever the parent tells you, your subconscious mind is going to pick up unquestioned and unfiltered. It's not going to question it. So I'm a Goan. If my mom had told me when I was young that we're vegetarian, I'm going to believe her. I'm not going to counter argue with her saying, but why are we vegetarian? We're in Goa. Our staple diet should be seafood. I'm not going to believe that. I'm just going to believe I'm vegetarian and stay vegetarian for the rest of my life. So parents are a very big source. I have a client of mine who just finished her sessions with me in Hyderabad. And as a child, starting from possibly 12, 13, her parents would constantly tell her, your arms are looking so big, your thighs are looking so big, you're becoming so fat, you're eating so much, stop eating so much. She never believed she was fat, but her parents made her believe she was fat, and she struggled with weight gain for almost 10 years. And that affected her self-esteem and her self-confidence. She never felt enough. I had another client of mine who's an IT software engineer in Bangalore. For all those who are there in Bangalore, he, as a kid, was always told by his parents, "Tum chup baitho, tujhe kuch nahi pata." Don't talk in front of adults. You only must be wrong. So he believed that his opinions don't matter, that his views don't matter, that he doesn't matter. He built a world around himself. He couldn't express to his friends, he couldn't express to his colleagues, even at his company, even though he was so great at what he does, he couldn't express to his boss that he deserved a pay rise or a promotion. So your family members and your parents, huge role models when it comes to it, which is why all you parents out there, be very careful of the words you use with your kids, because they will believe every word you use. So tell them what you want them to believe. And the second one is your school environment. So, I had a 55-year-old man who had a fear of public speaking. And we discovered he acquired this fear in childhood, in school. He was left-handed. And this was, almost 40 years back, because he came to me when he was 55. His friends would make fun of him. They would make him think he's something wrong with him. His teachers would tell him, "I can't teach you handwriting. Go learn from your mother." People would forcibly convert him into a righty. In some Brahmin families, they don't take food from somebody who's left-handed. Our ancestors, they would not take food from him. So this boy's self-confidence, his self-esteem, and his public confidence just got shattered, and that manifested in the form of fear of public speaking. And he actually removed it in 2.5 weeks. A 55-year-old man who had this for almost 40 years reprogrammed himself in 2.5 weeks, because he delivered a speech, a 4-minute speech, in 2.5 weeks without stammering, stuttering, or missing a single word. That's how brilliantly he was able to actually reprogram himself. So here's what you're going to be learning, doctors, in this web learning. You're going to learn that you attract what you believe and not what you think. You're going to learn how the conscious mind, the subconscious mind works. And when you learn how it works, you can make it work for you. You're going to learn how our tribal programming, our tribal roots have an influence in the way our mind and our mind is really wired. And I'm going to be giving you 5 mental commands starting today to start reprogramming yourself. So if you're excited on board, type in excited so that I know that you're as energetic as I am on this Sunday morning. And I can begin with complete gusto. So if you're excited, type in excited in the chat so that I know you're with me, and we can begin this web learning right away. It's going to be a very, very interesting morning for all of you. I don't see any excited in the chat. Are you not excited as I am? Come on, type in excited. Thank you. Thank you very much, Azam. All right. So what is image? Thank you, Dr. Sheila. I appreciate it. Thank you, Rashmi. Thank you, Sonali. Thank you, Payal. Let's see what's an image of a person now. All right. So an image of a person is typically constituted of 2 parts. Your image within, what is happening on the inside, and your image without, which is the outside. Right. So your image without is what the world can see of you. It's your external image, your appearance, your behavior, your communication, your staff image, your online image, your office image. Thank you very much, doctors, for all the comments on the chat window. I now feel you're with me. So thank you very much. So all this is your external image. But here's a truth when it comes to energies. Your external environment is always a reflection of your inner environment. And I'm going to repeat this again. Your external environment is always a reflection of your inner environment. And I'm going to give you an example for this. So for all of you out there who have fear of public speaking, and if you're one of them, type in yes in the chat so that I know it's you. So for all of those who have fear of public speaking, what happens when you see the mic or the days? Thank you, Payal, for being brave enough to say so. And what happens when you see the days, the mic, the audience? Your palms start sweating. You start shaking. You start sweating. Your vocal cords go contract. You go blank, you start stammering, stuttering. Your physical body reacts to an emotional response that is inside you. So your external environment is reflecting your inner environment. It can happen the other way around too. So I'm sure a lot of you are foodies out there, right? And I'm sure a lot of you follow MasterChef Australia. So say you're sitting here in lockdown on your couch in your homes watching MasterChef Australia, and suddenly you have a celebrity chef, Gordon Ramsay, out there who's whipping this amazing gourmet Indian dish. And sitting here in your homes, what are you going to feel? Hungry, your mouth will salivate. You're going to feel like you wish to eat it. You don't want to order it or cook it. Imagine the dish is actually imaginary because it is in a television screen. So your physical body can only interact with it through one physical sense, the eyes. You can't even smell it, you can't even taste it, you can't even touch it. But that is enough for the mind to believe that it is real. Because here's another truth I'm sharing with you, you can take down. The mind does not know the difference between real and imaginary. So for the mind, that dish on the television screen is real. And what do you feel inside? Hungry. So when you know the mind does not know the difference between real and imaginary, you can start using it to start creating shifts in you. I have a beautiful example on this. So I had a client of mine who came to me in April during lockdown. She was about 34 years old. She had a 5-year-old daughter. She was a team leader in one of the topmost Swedish global companies based in India. And her main concern was that after marriage and bring up her child, she kind of lost herself. She didn't feel good about herself. She felt she looked fat. She felt her hair was not nice. Her skin was not nice. She was not looking good. And she came to me as an image consultant. And I said, you don't need an image consultant. Let me help you as a mind coach and you'd be perfectly great. And she agreed to it. So she went through just 4 sessions with me. This lady who felt that she was not good looking enough, not nice enough, she was not liking herself in the mirror. Imagine after about 6 weeks, which is 4 weeks of session and 2 weeks post that, messages me saying, Priyanka, my team in my company, they're giving me a new nickname. And do you know what it is? And I'm like, what is it? Her name is Preeti, by the way. And she says, my nickname now is Pretty Preeti. So a lady who didn't believe that she was good looking enough or nice enough, her external environment changed when she started changing herself within her, and the audience outside started responding to her by calling her Pretty Preeti. That was a nickname. That's how magically external environment can actually change once internal environment changes. So what's your internal image? What's your internal belief systems? Here are all the kinds of negative belief systems that we typically get, usually rooted in our childhood. Phobias, fears, lack of confidence. I am my biggest limitation, feeling inferior, feeling lost, feeling confused. Can I do it? I don't love myself. I feel like a failure. I want to live my life the fullest, but I'm bored, and 2 very big ones, self-esteem and self-belief. Let me spend some time on this. Your self-belief, doctors, are your confidence in your capabilities and your abilities. But your self-esteem is how much you love yourself, how much you like yourself, and they both are mutually exclusive. Which basically means I could have a high self-belief, but a low self-esteem, or the other way around. So let me give you an example. I could believe that I am an incredible mind coach, but I don't love myself. Or I love myself, मैं अपनी favorite हूँ, but I think I'm an average coach. But the most successful mindsets have a high self-belief and a high self-esteem. Look at a Priyanka Chopra, look at a Virat Kohli, look at a Rahul Bajaj, look at an Akshay Kumar. They have worked and invested in themselves personally, professionally, spiritually, and they have developed their craft as well. So, recently Priyanka Chopra completed 20 years in the entertainment industry, and there's a beautiful video out there on social media. I would urge you all to catch it. And in that video, she says a beautiful statement she makes, which is a reflection of a self-belief and a self-esteem. She says, I don't want to be called an actor, and I don't want to be called a star. I don't want labels. I want a legacy. Imagine what a powerful statement that is, and what a self-belief and self-esteem there is. Let's take another example. Let's take Kareena Kapoor Khan. In her heydays, when she was just becoming a star, she made this very famous statement in an interview when she was asked, are you scared that your movies won't work? She's like, I'm working with the best directors, the best movies, the best production houses, and the best actors. If I don't succeed, who will? Now, some of you might think, oh my God, so arrogant, so cocky, and she's so full of himself. But some of us will be like, my God, what a high level of confidence and self-belief and self-esteem she has to actually make that powerful statement. That is self-belief and that is self-esteem. So Let's look at the most common mindset pain points right now in this crisis. Number one, and this is across all strata, students, entrepreneurs, doctors, business owners, it's among everybody right now. Anxiety and stress. When will my business pick up? There are no customers. When will the economy bounce back? How do I pay my salaries and overheads? I have EMIs and loans. How do I pay? There's no income coming in. I hope I don't lose my job. Huge anxiety and stress. Another one, fear of failure. Will I be able to survive this recession? Can I do it? I'm a first generation entrepreneur. I'm a first generation businesswoman or businessman. I've just started my practice. Will I be able to survive? Will I get a job? Feeling stuck and lost. Believe me, there's a whole set of people who don't want this lockdown to end because they have gone into a negative spiral that they don't know how to rebuild themselves. So they are scared of stepping out of the lockdown because they have no direction now. They've lost a sense of purpose and direction, and they don't know how to start off again. Huge mindset pain point. Of course, there are people who are also upgrading themselves, whether it's their fears or trying to learn the minds of the most successful people. But there's a whole set of mindset challenges. And I'm going to run a poll right here to show you, how common this is. So doctors and ladies and gentlemen out there, I'm launching a poll right now for you. Please tell me if any of these mindset challenges are your personal challenges. It's an anonymous poll, so don't worry about it, so that we know that what are the topmost mindset challenges that are currently in right now. And I can see the polling coming in. So thank you very much. We have stress and anxiety. We've got fear and failure. We've got stuck and lost, depression, fear of public speaking, fear of uncertainty. I can see the votes coming in. So please go ahead and share with us what is your personal story, because you're not alone in this. You have a whole community with you on this who are in the same boat as you, and it's temporary. You're not born with any of these challenges. You don't need to live with any of these challenges. Believe that. You are not born with them. You don't need to live with them. I'm going to stop this poll in 10 seconds. So I see there are a few people who have not yet voted. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fabulous. Thank you very much, doctors and ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to actually share this poll right now with all of you so you know what majority have voted. Stress and anxiety, look at that. 55% of you have voted for it. The second highest is fear of failure. Stuck and lost. There you go. Being stuck and lost, a huge mindset challenge. And you also have fear of uncertainty, which is also being rated, the third highest. And then you've got fear of failure and public speaking and depression. For all of you there who mentioned depression, remember, depression is energy. It can be transformed. It can be released. You were not born depressed. You can release depression. So take help, because you don't need to live with it. I had a client of mine who had depression due to fear of death. He was a 54-year-old man who had it for almost 20 years. He removed it in 45 days. 45 days. And today, in this current times, which is so fertile for that gentleman who has fear of death, he's perfectly all right. He's positive, he's constructive, he's moving ahead because he was able to reprogram himself. So please take support. You don't need to live with any of these challenges. You were not born with it. Right. So saying that, I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm now going to dive into how you can actually reprogram yourself. This is where it gets really interesting, and it gets very, very exciting, because some of you, I will say things that will transform your life. The whole universe is a gigantic field of energy. I know most of you, all of you are students of science, and you agree with it. That's what quantum physics says, quantum mechanics says, astrophysics says. The whole universe is a gigantic field of energy. Your energy, I'm energy. Our computers and our energy. Our thoughts are energy. Money is energy. The animals are energy. Our feelings are energy. Depression is energy. The fears are energy. Everything is energy. Now, because we're talking about energy, energy operates on laws. Complete, absolute, whole laws. Laws that cannot be broken or, compromised by anybody. So if I drop this pen, it has to fall down. It has to fall down, because that's the law of gravity. It has to work. The law of gravity is not going to turn around and tell you, sorry, Priyanka, it's a Sunday, I'm not working. It has to work. As per Newton, every action has to have an equal and opposite reaction. But because we're talking of energy, the biggest law in the world is the law of attraction. And for some of you, I'm sure you're aware of this subject. For those who are not aware of this subject, I'm typing in a book into the chat. This is a beginner book to get acquainted with this subject. It's a very, very famous book. This is the book that actually commercialized the entire subject. I will be talking about the law of attraction to you, but this is an amazing book to start off understanding the subject. The biggest law in the world is the law of attraction. It works on one premise. If you look at the screen right here, like attracts like. Now, how does this work? Birds of the same feather flock together. Like attracts like. Show me your 5 friends and I'll show you who you are, because you're a product of the 5 people you keep most company with. Like attracts like. How many of you have woken up in the morning and had a great start of the day, and the rest of the day has gone beautifully? But how many of you have woken up and, had a bad start of the day, fought with your spouse, maid has not come in, there's no water in the bathroom, some hassle in the morning, and you've woken up stressed, and that energy has basically attracted more energy, and like a dominoes effect, you've had more negative experiences during the day. That's law of attraction. Now, how does this actually work on an individual level with you and me? Let's see that. So let's say this is, a boy or a girl looking for a job, right? And the thoughts are, I need to find a job now. I need to start earning, there's a shortage of money out there and I need to start earning for my family. Those are thoughts. So the person starts thinking about which job, what industry, where do I apply, which job portal. And one thought leads to more thoughts. One energy leads to similar energy, right? So he keeps thinking similar thoughts. The thoughts keep increasing. Eventually, the thoughts become matter and comes to. That's simple law of attraction. I think a thought, I believe I will get it, I will receive it. That's simple law of attraction. Now, this is a job. This could be a car. This could be a life partner. This could be love. This could be, a house. This could be, growing your business. This could be happiness. This can be anything. This can be a sev puri. How many of you are missing your pani puris and sev puris off the street? At least I know I am. It can be that, right? So that's basically how the law of attraction works. But if law of attraction was so simple, we would have everything we want in life, right? There would be no lack in our life. The law of attraction would work and we would get everything we want in life, but we don't. So what's the missing gap here? What's the missing link here? Beyond your thoughts, and this is where it gets really interesting. The yellow thoughts, doctors, is your conscious mind. Your conscious mind is your thinking mind. Your conscious mind is just 10% of your mind. Beyond your conscious thought is your sponsoring thought. It's your subconscious mind. It's your belief system, which is a whooping 90% of your mind. And it is your sponsoring thought, your subconscious mind, and your belief systems that are influencing the law of attraction and not what you think. So you attract what you believe and not what you think. I'll give you an example on this. So let's go back to the same example. The person wants a job, but the sponsoring thought is there are no jobs. There's recession, there's unemployment. All the jobs are taken. I'm not going to get the salary I need. I come from a small town. I can't compete with these big city boys and girls. They're far better than me. What if I don't get a job? What is going to happen? How long will I have to wait? These are my sponsoring thoughts. These are my belief systems. And I attract what I believe and not what I think. And I struggle getting a job. Right? Let's take another example. See, somebody wants to get married, right? And that's a thought that I'm going to get married. This is the kind of wedding I want. This is the kind of life partner I want. But my sponsoring thought is, I'm too old to get married. All the good boys and good girls are taken. I'm only getting uncles and aunties. Actually, I'm very happy single. I don't want to lose my freedom. What if I get terrible in-laws? My life is very good right now. I don't want to get married. These are your sponsoring thoughts. These are your belief systems, and you attract from this space. So that's simply how law of attraction works. Remember, it's all energy. Whichever frequency you're at, you're going to attract just that. I'll give you a very simple example. If I tune to my frequency of 91.9, I'm going to get Radio Indigo. I have to move it up to 92.7 to attract Big FM. I have to further move it up to 98.3 to get Radio Mirchi. So whichever frequency I am at, I'm going to attract only that reality. I'm going to attract only that energy, because like attracts like. So for all of you there who said you're stuck and lost, you're depressed, you're stressed and anxiety, I know for some of you, it's very, very frustrating because you don't see light at the end of the tunnel. You can't find a solution. You want to heal, you want to get over, but you can't because you're so stuck. And the reason for that is at that frequency of stuck and lost or stressed or depressed, you're only going to attract more stress, more anxiety, more depression. You have to raise your frequency to attract a different reality, to attract a solution, to attract help, to attract support. So how you raise a frequency, some of you will learn today, and I really hope you start with that all. So keeping this in mind, I'm going to stop share right now, and I'm going to go onto the whiteboard, doctors, and explain to you how the mind actually works. And this is now, I'm going to start helping you reprogram yourself. This is where it gets really exciting. So we all know that there is duality of the mind, right? I'm sure you've studied this in your medical school as well. So we have two kinds of minds. One's your conscious mind, one's your subconscious mind, and then is your entire life right here, right? So we've already established the fact that your conscious mind is actually just 10%. Your subconscious mind, however, is a big, humongous 90%. And here's your entire life, all your events and experiences. Now, this is how it works. In very, very simplistic terms, I'm going to make this very simple for you doctors. Think of this like the boss. Your conscious mind is the boss. The boss gives instructions to the subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind creates all your events and experiences and your life. The instructions come from your subconscious mind. The subconscious mind takes the instructions, and like a devoted staff member, will give you exactly that, will create exactly that for you. When you understand this, you start changing your instructions to change your life. You change your words to change your reality. And how you do that, I will show you. So I'm now going to explain to you what is the conscious mind, what is the subconscious mind, and how you can start using it now to start changing instructions. I know this is a complex subject. I'm making it as simple for you. So if you're with me, please type in with me till here. If you're able to understand me and my pace is all right. Type in with me so that I know I'm clear. You're able to understand that you're with me so that I know I can then go ahead. Thank you very much, Stuti. Thank you, Sheetal. Thank you, Sonali. Thank you, Rashmi. Thank you, Ashwini. Fabulous. You're all with me. So I'm going to move on ahead now. So I'm going to just stop this whiteboard. We're going to come back to this. I'm going to go back to my screen right now and explain to you how the conscious and the subconscious mind works for each one of us. Okay, so in red is a conscious mind, in purple is a subconscious mind. Thank you very much, doctors. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for being with me. Now, your conscious mind, which is right here, is active and dominant when you are awake. Like right now, when you're listening to me, it's your conscious mind which is working. That's your thinking mind. Your subconscious mind is active and dominant when you are sleeping. When you're sleeping, your subconscious mind is active. Just when you wake up, your mind goes from subconscious to conscious. That's also when your subconscious mind is active. Just when you're going to bed, you're half sleepy, half groggy, your conscious mind is moving to subconscious. That's when your subconscious mind starts kicking in. Your subconscious mind is active when you're praying, in meditation, in yoga, in pranayam, in moments of great happiness, your subconscious mind surfaces, and in moments of physical inertia. So say I have this cup of coffee in my hand, and I'm just watching the rain outside on Sunday morning, I'm wishful thinking, I'm daydreaming. It's my subconscious mind that actually kicks in. When you know this and keep these points in mind, you are going to reprogram your subconscious mind when your subconscious mind is receptive. This is the most fertile time before you go to bed, when you get up, in meditation, pranayam, sleeping, yoga, happiness, and in physical inertia. Let's look at the second difference. Your conscious mind, doctors, engages the physical environment through your five senses: what you see, what you smell, what you touch, what you hear, what you can actually taste. But your subconscious mind does not need the five senses. It works way beyond the five senses. It works on intuition, on higher wisdom, on higher knowledge, on sixth sense, on that instinct, on that gut feeling that you get sometimes in the hollow of your stomach. Who's talking to you? It's your subconscious mind. Let's look at the third difference. And I wanted to pay attention here because this is the most important difference to help you design your commands. Your conscious mind is very objective, it's very rational. It can study, it can analyze, it can assess, it can differentiate, it can choose, it can argue. It will tell you, Priyanka, this is right, this is wrong, this is good, this is bad. But your subconscious mind is subjective. It cannot reason, it cannot study, it cannot discern, it cannot differentiate, it cannot argue, cannot choose. Whatever you give it, it will create just that for you with the law of attraction. Whatever instructions it gets, it creates. So if I need to keep this in mind when I'm designing mental commands, I can't say I don't want to be depressed. The subconscious mind doesn't understand don't want to be. It picks up depressed and gives me more depressing situations. I can't say I need to stop feeling so scared. It doesn't understand need to stop feeling because I cannot study excess. It picks up scared and gives you more fear. So you need to rephrase your command. Instead of saying I need to stop feeling scared, say I am fearless. Keep repeating it. Mind learns through repetition, through repetition, through repetition. And over time, the mind picks this up, subconscious mind, and creates fearless in you. Don't say I don't want to be depressed or I don't want to feel anxious. You're going to say I'm feeling better. I'm feeling calm. I'm getting better. I'm feeling confident. Give the subconscious mind the words that you want it to pick up, and it'll start delivering that to you. So be very careful when you're using your commands. In fact, in the West, one of the most powerful commands that are given in hospitals by doctors to patients is I have phenomenal coping skills. So there's a studies being done on this. There is one of the most famous clinical hypnotherapists, Dr. Marissa Peer. Sorry, she's not a doctor, it's just Marissa Peer. And she made a study where she used to put in boards, I have phenomenal coping skills in hospitals. And they realized that whichever hospitals or wards had this command, the patients were recovering much more faster and stronger because they started believing that they have phenomenal coping skills. And they actually recovered faster than those who did not get this command. So even you as doctors, you have very strong influencing power over your patients. Use positive commands to make them believe it. You have phenomenal coping skills. You are going to overcome this. You have phenomenal coping skills. You are going to recover from this injury. And once this patient starts believing it, the patient will start creating it. So keeping all this in mind, let's see how you can reprogram your subconscious mind. So I'm going to go back to our whiteboard and the little diagram that we actually created. So essentially what I've just told you here is that if you change your instructions, you can actually change your life. Change your words, change your life. It's as simple. Through repetition, over time, your subconscious mind picks up a new belief system and creates just that for you. Now, before I give you your commands, I'm going to actually give you the top 3 most destructive commands, which a lot of people have. The first one is, I am not enough. Such a powerful and such a destructive command. Worldwide, if you speak to psychiatrists, psychologists, therapists, coaches, they would say this is one of the top most destructive commands in the world. I'm not enough. I'm not enough to be successful. I'm not enough to have successful practice. I'm not enough to be happy. I'm not enough to find love. I'm not enough to grow my business. I'm not enough to make money. I'm not enough to market my clinic because I've never been taught how to market my clinic in my medical school. I'm not enough to sell. Yeah, I just can't sell. Whoever comes to me, comes to me. I am not enough. And this is, trust me, doctors, This is consistent across all kinds of people, rock stars, celebrities, business heads, entrepreneurs, students. Marilyn Monroe, the most beautiful woman on earth at that point in time, famously said, I belong to the whole world because I don't belong to anybody, because she never felt enough in love. Princess Diana never felt enough in love because she had a loveless marriage. If you look at, all of you who used to follow Hollywood movies, Robin Williams, Mrs. Doubtfire, remember that movie, that amazing movie? He was the topmost comedian in the world. Imagine, he used to make the world laugh. He committed suicide 2.5 years back. The man used to make the world laugh, didn't feel enough to be happy. Closer to our home, Deepika Padukone. She was in for 2 years in depression and very courageously shared with the world. And it's very interesting if you analyze those 2 years. She was winning every award in those 2 years. Ram Leela, Bajra Mastani, Ranveer Singh was already in her life. She has a very strong family support system. She has a lifestyle of the rich and famous. You and I would think, does she really have a reason to be depressed? But she didn't feel enough because of past experiences, and she went into depression. If you look at Sushant Singh Rajput, the recent very tragic suicide, the 16-year-old TikTok star, imagine, didn't feel enough and led to suicide. So very, very huge destructive command. The second most destructive command, doctors, I am different. I'm gay. I'm different. Society rejects me. I'm dark-skinned. I'm not very fair, so nobody likes me. People make fun of me. I'm fat. I'm different, so I'm not finding love. I am brown-skinned. I'm different, so I face racism. I come from a small town. I'm different, so I can't compete with the big city boys and girls. I am different leads to inferiority and affects your self-confidence and self-esteem. Very destructive command. And the third one, this is possibly one of the most common ones. I want to, but I want to grow my practice, but I don't know how to market and sell. I want to open a new clinic, but I don't know how to manage my business, my practice, my business. I want to study further, but I'm too old now. I can't study further. I want to start losing my weight, but I'm too lazy. I want to turn vegetarian, but I love my chicken. Everything after but becomes a belief system which your subconscious mind picks up as an instruction and creates just that for you. So my first takeaway for all you ladies and gentlemen out there is drop the but in your mindsets. Stop at I want to, because everything after but becomes a destructive belief system. Stop at I want to. I want to grow my practice. I want to grow my business. I want to have more than one clinic. I want to become the topmost physiotherapist in my city or in my state. I want to lose weight. I want to be happy. I want to feel loved. Stop it right there at I want to. Through repetition, you continue doing it, your subconscious mind over time believes it and starts creating a whole new different reality for you. So my first takeaway for you is drop the but. Now, these 3 destructive commands are so common, and let's see actually how common they are. I'm actually running, one more poll for you right now, and I want you to actually share with me which of these commands are personal to you. Which are your commands? Tell me which are the ones that you use the most all these years or all these months. And, I can already see polling coming in. Let us know which ones are your most destructive commands so you can start actually changing these commands starting today because they're destructive. Put in a positive command to counteract it. I want to, but right now is leading by miles, I can see. Fabulous. I can already see commands coming in. So I'm going to stop this poll in 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Just ending the poll and sharing the results of whoever polled in. I want to, but a whooping 90%. Look at that. For all of you there who logged in with this simple takeaway, drop the but. Every time it comes in now, say, Priyanka, drop the but. I want to. Stop. Drop the but. I want to. Stop. Start telling yourself this. For all those who felt I am different, you need to now start installing a counteracting suggestion where you tell yourself, I am important. I am worthy. I am valued. you need to start giving a counteracting suggestion to this. And for those who are saying I'm not enough, which is the second highest polling, very simple. You need to start saying I am enough. I'm enough to be successful. I'm enough for love. I'm enough to be happy. I'm enough to be lovable. I'm enough to be wealthy. I'm enough to be rich. You need to start putting in the I'm enoughs back into your subconscious system, because remember, you were born enough. So saying that, I'm now going to go back into my screen and share with you your 5 commands for this evening so that you can actually start reprogramming right away. And one of the most important takeaways that I can share with you is actually how your mind works thanks to our tribal programming and tribal structures. Now, we all came from tribal structures and tribal roots. We were all cavemen and cavewomen at some point in time, and we used to live in caves, used to live in tribes. And at that, it was very simple. Survival of the fittest was the mantra. When you left home, you didn't know they were going to come back or not, because at that age, it was very simple. If you were connected to a tribe, you were safe. If a tribe rejected you, death, threat, unsafe. Either a wild beast would kill you, nature would kill you, or some of the tribe would kill you because you couldn't defend yourself. So the mind got wired very early in our evolution, the human evolution, to say connection is safe, rejection is death. Which is why in prisons, the topmost punishment is solitary confinement, because the man can't live without social connection. That is the topmost punishment in prisons. So the mind got configured very early to say what is familiar is safe, what is not familiar is not safe. It's a threat. So the mind will protect you from what is not familiar, thinking it's protecting you from death or threat. We now no longer live in tribes. We live in a contemporary world. And in our contemporary world, it's no longer survival of the fittest. It's not the case that when we leave our homes, we don't know whether we're going to come back in the evening or not. Even with this coronavirus pandemic, we will still come back, even if it's with the virus, right? So the mind, however, has not changed. It still believes what is familiar is safe, what is unfamiliar is unsafe, right? So if, for instance, I have this coffee and I decide I'm going to take coffee without sugar, it's unfamiliar to my mind. So the mind is going to say, Priyanka, take sugar. What are you doing? Take half a spoon. You love sugar. You're very young. Okay, don't do all this natak right now. Exercise, don't have dessert, but have your sugar. There's so much of stress already in the world. What are you doing all this drama for? After the virus, do all these things. Right now, you drink your coffee with sugar. The mind is trying to protect me for thinking it's unfamiliar. If I decide, I'm one of those who, and I shouldn't be saying this is a command that I need to change myself. I used to earlier say that I'm allergic to exercise. That was my command till I moved it. So if I used to wake up in the morning to exercise, my mind would give me every reason not to get out of bed, and I would never exercise. Priyanka, it's raining. Where are you going to go? After monsoons, properly we will start. Let's exercise in the evening. Monday, not now. Because the mind is protecting me from what is unfamiliar. But when I know this, I don't take the mind seriously anymore. I tell the mind, I know this is not familiar to you, so you're trying to protect me. Don't worry, this is what I want. Because the mind does what it thinks you want it to do. Your mind does what it thinks you want to do. I'll tell the mind I want to exercise. And I keep exercising. After a couple of days, it becomes familiar and my mind stops protecting me from it because it doesn't perceive it as a threat anymore. So when you know this, you can change any habit in you because you make it familiar. When you understand this brain wiring, right? Thank you, Dr. Supriya, for sharing with us very courageously that you don't feel you're not enough. The only command you need to start using is I'm enough. So I'm going to end by giving you your 5 commands for this morning, which you can start reprogramming straight away. The first one is the power of I am. I am, also in Sanskrit called Aham Brahmasmi, are the 2 most powerful words in the universe, because everything after I am gets created. Now think of, I am stressed, I am depressed, I am anxious, I'm not successful, I'm lazy, I am negative. Everything after I am becomes a belief system. And when we know this, we can use it in the same manner to be able to actually create positive belief systems. So now you're going to say positive I ams. whatever the command you want to use in your life, first start with I am open or I am willing. If you start with I am straight away, your mind won't take it. If I say I'm confident, I'm brilliant, I'm extraordinary, I'm a goddess, the mind will be like, what rubbish? Have you seen yourself in the mirror? Have you seen what's happening around you? Just yesterday you did this. What do you mean that you are brilliant? It's going to object. So start with I am open to be confident. I'm open to be enough. I am open to be happy. I'm willing to lose weight. I'm willing to speak in public. Start with that first. Continue this for 1 or 2 weeks. The mind gets familiar with it, and then you can push it up to I'm ready to be confident. I'm ready to speak in public. I'm ready to become well. I'm ready to become healthy. I'm ready to be happy. I'm ready to become positive. And then you can move to I am positive. I am confident. I am successful. I am enough. And your mind will take it and eventually start creating it for you to the law of attraction. So that's my first takeaway for you. My second takeaway, I've already told you, is drop the butt. Start dropping the butt in your mind straight away. 91% of you polled in saying this is your destructive command, so go right ahead. Now, the third one, a very major in current crisis times, is money, right? A lot of people are scared about money, falling short, uncertainty. Now, money is energy too. And all of you know energy cannot be destroyed. Energy cannot be created. All of you are science students, but energy can be transformed. So if I take this glass of water, I can transform it into ice or into steam or vapor, but I can't destroy it. So if money is energy, I can also change it and start attracting it to me, transforming it to attracting it to me. And I'll show you how that works. Now, for those who have negative belief systems of money, again, it's come in our childhood. How many of us have heard these destructive commands? You know, money is dangerous. You will get into trouble. Don't run after money. Okay. Another one, money is evil. Okay. As soon as you get money, become corrupt. It'll make you a bad person. So stop running after money. Another one, money doesn't make you rich, Priyanka. Happiness makes you rich. Family makes you rich. Love makes you rich. Stop being greedy. Or I can't be religious and spiritual and be ambitious. It's just wrong because my religion tells me not to have desires. So I'm feeling very conflicted. Huge one. Another big one. Money will not follow me if I follow my heart. That's a hobby. Because ever since childhood, we've heard, stop playing, studying. Okay? Cricket is not going to make you money. You can't become Tendulkar. Okay? Get a 9-to-5 job, get a proper job, become a doctor and get money. Okay? Painting won't get you money. That's a hobby. That can't be a profession. Start studying for your medical school right now. You know how hard it is going to medical school, right? If you don't study, you won't get a job. Huh? If you don't get good marks, you won't get into medical school. If you don't get into medical school, you're finished. Huh? Then I don't know what you're going to do. Then do some normal degree and get one government job. How many of us have heard these statements, right? Always told to us that there is a lack, there's a shortage in life. You know, that we have, it's a rat race, that we have to, you know, run, that there is falling short. Go early, you won't get a seat on the bus. Priyanka, if you don't get married by 2024, all the good guys will be taken up. You'll only get uncles. We are constantly told there's a shortage. And that's why we believe there's a shortage in our life, and that manifests in the form of shortage of money in some of us. So here's the first command for all of you there who feel you have a negative belief system about money. Remember, money is energy. And by law, energy circulates. Energy always circulates. So all of you medical students, you know, and medical doctors, you know, you inhale, you exhale. You inhale, you exhale. So the body is constantly circulating the oxygen and the air. Your heart pumps in, pumps out. Pumps in, pumps out. It's circulation. The waves comes in, comes out in the ocean, comes in, comes out. So universe is always circulating. The earth itself is circulating around the sun in rotation, around its axle, right? So now whenever you spend money, don't say I'm spending money. By that logic, the money is going away. Now I want you to use this command, I'm circulating energy. Because by law, when you circulate energy, the money has to come back to you in a different form. So no longer say I'm spending money, I'm making payments. Whenever you make a payment, you say I'm circulating energy. I'm circulating energy. And by law, that energy has to come back to you. Remember, a law is non-negotiable. It has to work. Here's another technique, a beautiful one. So I'm going to type in a name out here in the chat window. And this gentleman called Wahi Takeda is actually called the Warren Buffett of Japan. He is, Japan's biggest billionaire tycoon. And he's often asked, Wahi-san, what is the secret of your wealth? And his response is just one word, arigato. And everybody's like, what do you mean arigato? And then he goes, arigato means thank you. Arigato means thank you in Japanese. And gratitude is one of the highest frequencies in the world. By law, whatever you are grateful for, you will get more of. That's how the universe works. So what he used to do is he used to infuse gratitude into money. And that started growing. Because whatever you're grateful for grows. Every time he makes a payment, he says arigato. Every time he receives a payment, he says arigato. Every time he needs to pay somebody, he says arigato. Every time he receives an income, he says arigato. And the money started growing. And that's his answer, Wahi Takeda. So for all of you out there, here's a beautiful technique. Every time you need to make a payment or receive payment, say arigato. Now I'm saying arigato, you can use any word. You can use thank you, you can say, shukriya, you can say dhanyavad, you can say anything of that sort. Arigato is that. Thank you, Ashwini. Yes, I'm sure Japan has been a wonderful experience for you when you visited there. I have not been to Japan yet, but I'm hoping to go there soon. So number one, power of I am. Number two is drop the butt. Number three are your money techniques. Number four, I am worthy. A very powerful command because you were born worthy. Every baby is born worthy. No baby believes they are not worthy. If you look at any baby, look at their behavior. They know they cry, they get the milk. They know as soon as they wake up, people will be cuddling them and loving them. They know as soon as they lift their hand, they'll be picked up. As soon as they want something, they will get it. Because every baby believes that I am worthy of love. I'm worthy of food. I'm worthy of care. I'm worthy of nurture. I'm worthy of love. So as a result of it, they believe that whatever I need, I will get. So I want you to start believing it again because that's how you were born, doctors. I am worthy. Start putting in this command again. You can again start, I'm ready to be worthy. I'm willing to be worthy. I invite worthiness. I am worthy. You can take your steps again as you wish, right? So thank you very much, Ashwini, for your beautiful comments. Thank you, Sonali. And my last command to you before I leave you is one of my most favorite commands among my clients in India. This is actually the most successful. The most successful people do what they hate and they do it first. The most successful people do what they hate and they do it first. What does this actually mean? All of us have one habit we actually hate doing. For some of us, it's calling up patients who owe us money, right? We all hate calling those patients. Or for some of us, it could be, doing a report online because we are not tech savvy. For some of us, it could be exercise. So when you want to do this is what you're going to start telling yourself now. The most successful people do what they hate. They do it first. I'm going to make this call right now. The most successful people do what they hate. They do it first. I'm going to exercise right now. The most successful people do what they hate. They do it first. I'm going to make this presentation screen right now. Push yourself till your mind starts enjoying it, because the most successful people do it. It'll stop hating it. Try this out and you'll see how powerful this is. So in summary, these are the most important laws of the universe I've shared with you in the past few minutes. Wherever awareness flows, energy grows. Wherever awareness flows, energy grows. So now start flowing your awareness towards what you want to achieve in life. What you resist persists. If you run away from it, it's going to stay with you. But as soon as you see it, it disappears. Face your fears, it will disappear. Like attracts like. Money is energy. Don't spend it. Circulate energy. And a very big one, the universe is abundant and friendly. Energy is infinite. There is no shortage in the world of love, of money, of patience, of medical degrees, of happiness. It's infinite. Universe has your back. You have your share of it. So change your mindset change your reality. For all of you out there who said you have stress and anxiety, fear of depression, fear of failure, believe me, you don't need to live with it. You were not born with it. Take support and help if you need. Meet a counselor, meet a psychologist, meet a psychiatrist if you need, meet a coach if you need. If any of you want to speak to me, I'm here. You don't need to live with it. And trust me, it won't take you in any time. It takes you 28 days to reprogram subconscious mind. And again, it's not because I'm a brilliant mind coach or you have an amazing subconscious mind. That's really how fast subconscious mind can reprogram itself. So move from being a victim where you feel life is happening to you and that you are, pitting yourself, to a manifesting mindset where you take control of your mind power and start attracting it. So if any of you would like to speak to me in person, this is why you might want to speak to me. Number one, if you notice, in the past 1 hour, I shared with you why and how the mind works the way it does. When you understand the why and the how, you can make your mind work for you. Most of my clients are self-sufficient. They don't need me anymore after 3 or 4 sessions, because once you learn it, you can do it all your life. I maintain complete client confidentiality and privacy in my clients. I've worked with almost 1,700 coaching hours. In fact, this has almost touched 2,000 now during lockdown, because my lockdown has been very busy across the country. And most of my tools are global because my global background and local roots. So for some of you, what the tools I use, it's neuro-linguistic programming, it's logotherapy, it's cognitive behavioral therapy, it's subconscious reprogramming, it's emotional freedom technique, are kind of tools that I actually use. For some of you who would like to get in touch with me for any of the concerns, here's what this program is all about. For any of you who have fear of public speaking, I procrastinate, I'm stressed, I overthink, I have panic attacks, I have anxiety, I have fears, I lack confidence, I feel inferior, I'm stuck and lost. I have 2 beautiful programs. I just need 3 or 4 sessions with you. That's it. You will move that fast. And only for the doctors in the IAPWC Council, we have a special program value here for you, which is 7.5, including GST. I'm absorbing the GST for you. This is only for the doctors on this panel for you. And this program is actually going to be live only for today for all the doctors who have come on board. And if any of you would like to get in touch with me, I'm actually going to be putting in a link on the chat window right now. The link is right up here. You can fill in that link and send it to me, and you'll get a call from me by tomorrow. This is a non-obligatory form. Even if you want to just talk to me, you're most welcome. Please go ahead and fill up that form and give it out to me, and we can talk. Stress, anxiety, fear, lack confidence. You are not born with this. You don't have to live with it. You don't have to come to me. You can go to anybody you wish, but please release these energy. And for those of you who want to learn the minds of the most successful people, we have one more program out here for you to learn how do the most successful people think. Of Virat Kohli, Priyanka Chopra, Deepika Padukone. How do they think and develop the mindset? This is a beautiful program for those who want to unlock and upgrade themselves. So saying that, in these sessions, you're going to learn how to remove negative belief systems. What powerful mental commands you can use that your mind won't object to. You will reprogram your mind with precise commands. I'm going to teach you the most powerful tool that I have learned in my 15 years to release depression, negativity, anxiety, and any fear. And of course, where did you get these fears from? We will dismantle it permanently. The word here is permanently, right? So fill in the discovery form, expect a call from me by tomorrow, and we can speak, right? Again, I'm going to leave this handles with you. Even if you don't want to speak to me, there's a lot of content out there on my social media handle, Mind Coach Priyanka Rao. That's where you find me on Twitter, on Facebook or Instagram and LinkedIn. And you can have a lot of content out there, even if you don't want to speak to me. And saying that, arigato, thank you very, very much, doctors. It's been an absolute pleasure being here with you. And I'm going to now open the questions up. And I'm actually going to give it back to the panel, and you can open the questions up. And I'm happy to take any questions right now. If the next speaker is going to come in, please go ahead, and then we can take questions at the end as well. So I'm okay with it.
Thank you, Priyanka Rao. I'm sure we are going to start commanding our life mind for direction of a positive onwards. Okay.
Thank you, Doctor.
I would like to call Dr. Rashmi Pawar. I'll introduce her. Dr. Rashmi Pawar has done her bachelor's from Jawaharlal Medical College, KRE Society, Belgaum. She has completed her internship from Nair Hospital, Mumbai. She is a proprietor at a Genesis Physiotherapy Center based in Panjim for last 15 years. Dr. Rashmi has been working with Rotary Club of Panjim, Goa, and she is conducting free camps and raising awareness about physiotherapy and working closely with old age homes and geriatric patients. She has conducted camps in Old Age Recreation Center in Panjim. Okay, so Rashmi Pawar, please, you can start.
Good afternoon to all of you from a very rainy Goa. I would like to thank As a physiotherapist, I would like to contribute by talking about the impact of physical activity on one's mental health. One must remember that not only mental health, but emotional, social, and physical health in totality help in one's well-being. WHO has defined mental state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not absence of disease. Studies have shown that the 30-minute workout 3 to 4 times a week is more than enough exercise to enhance the well-being of an individual. Physical exercise not only decreases your stress and anxiety, also increases alertness along with positive energy and your mood. Let us now discuss what happens during a physical activity that actually has a direct impact on the brain. The brain, as we all know, is a very complex organ performing various activities at one time. When we exercise, there is an increase in the production of neurochemicals that promote. There is a growth of new nerve cells and blood vessels. Also, one's attention span and memory is enhanced. Overall, there is a better multitasking and planning capability. Just a while ago, I mentioned about the increase in the production of neurochemicals. What are these chemicals and what are their roles in our body? To name a few, you must have all heard about endorphins, serotonin, dopamine, monoamines, norepinephrine. Let us start with endorphins. Endorphins are not only released in response to pain or stress, but also in activity, exercise, eating, etc. Endorphins are hormones produced by the central nervous system and pituitary gland. It helps in relaxation, boosts pleasure, hormone cortisol. Let us talk about serotonin. Serotonin is a chemical neurotransmitter brain, bowels, and platelets. It helps in the regulation of the mood, social behavior, appetite, sleep, memory, and sexual desire. Low levels have often been depression. Coming to dopamine, it is produced by the hypothalamus, substantia nigra, and the adrenal gland medulla. Dopamine, like serotonin, is notably involved in the reduction of depression and its stress effects. Monoamines is a collective name for dopamine, serotonin, and norepinephrine. Depression is caused due to low levels of these chemicals. days removes these neurotransmitters from our brain. Now look at norepinephrine. This is a chemical in the body which acts as a stress hormone and neurotransmitter. It is produced by the adrenal gland, and it is produced naturally during stress. It increases the heart rate, BP, glucose to counter-effect stress-related situations. Studies have shown that people who have 30s and 40s showed a considerable less decline in their cognitive function at a later stage in their lives. Because working out, the degeneration of the hypothalamus and hippocampus, which is principally involved in storing of long-term memories, thus preventing conditions like Alzheimer's. Activities such as aerobic exercise or team sports help in social interaction, thereby boosting mood of loneliness. Exercise also helps in. We all know that individuals or stress or any other mental problem are likely to face disturbances in their sleep pattern. So exercise will definitely help them. Interesting fact is that 1 in 5 people experience depression at some point in their lifetime. Studies have shown that physical exercise decreases depression in cases such as postnatal depression too. Exercise not only relieves the mother of some amount of stress, but also gives her a break from her busy schedule. Now, let us look at what kind of exercise regime one must follow for a better physical and mental result. If you are in your 30s and 40s, at this stage, we tend to lose muscle mass. And therefore, weight training is the best option along with cardiovascular workouts such as swimming and rowing. Individuals in their 50s and over should be concentrating on balance exercise. So light weights, stretching would be ideal for them. Some days we might not have the time for exercise. What do we do on these days? You can always take the stairs, for example, do some stretches, walk to your nearest grocery shop, or do some step-ups and squats. These are some activities that can easily be implemented in your daily routine. Gardening or even cleaning your house is a type of exercise, especially in these COVID times, when actually going out is a problem. People who have encountered depression and have started exercising realize that at first they had to take baby steps and push themselves to exercise. Pain and depression is a vicious cycle. Patients with chronic pain also suffer from depression and don't feel like exercising. These patients will first be needed to be treated with modalities to decrease their pain. After a while, when their pain decreases, their mood improves and self-worth. No matter your age or fitness level, you can learn to use exercise as a powerful tool to feel better. Best part is, studies have shown that mild to moderate depression can be effectively treated with exercise. And the best part is, exercise has no side effect. A workout can serve as a distraction, allowing you to find some peace and quiet time to break out of the negative thoughts that feed depression. Ever noticed your body when it is tensed? Muscles are in a contracted state, especially in your face, neck, leaving with stress. creating a vicious cycle between your mind and body. Exercise is an effective way to break the cycle. To summarize it all, we are all going through one of the most challenging times of our lives. And that implies to not only us, but everyone around us, including our friends, family, neighbors, and even our patients. Our best advice to them would be to work out, even if it is for 15 to 30 minutes, because being at home all these months, we have faced some amount of stress at some point of time. And exercise is the greatest reliever of stress. A fit mind is a sign of a fit body. And with that, I would like to conclude today's session. Thank you all for your time.
Thank you, Dr. Rashmi Pawar. Okay. We are open for questions. If any questions, please put it in the chat box. Okay. Priyanka, there is a question for you from Kanchan Goswami.
Yes.
Okay. She's mentioning that, as you have said, we need to push ourselves to achieve something. Okay. So could you please explain how much to push ourselves?
Right. So the mind learns through repetition, Kanchan. And there are two ways you can do that. One is through the power of auto-suggestion, which is you giving yourself the command. And one is through the power of heterosuggestion, which means you get the commands from the outside. So as children, we kept getting commands from our parents, our school, and that became our belief system. Now we'll reprogram using the auto-suggestion as well as heterosuggestion. So for instance, let's say you take one example, you have a concern of you're getting scared of something, right? So the command you're going to use is I'm fearless. So again, remember, when the subconscious mind is active, you will start using the commands then. As soon as you wake up, I'm fearless. You're brushing your teeth, I'm fearless. You're having a shower, I'm fearless. You're cooking, I'm fearless. Just before you go to bed, I'm fearless. In your meditation, I'm fearless. When you're in prayer, I'm fearless. Now, obviously, we can't use the whole day to start saying these commands, right? We have daily chores and we've got duties, we've got our patients. But you can also use heterosuggestion for this. So surround your subconscious mind with this command. So even when you're working, your subconscious mind is picking it up. So, you could use a wallpaper on your phone that says, I'm fearless. You can use your daily password, I'm fearless. You can put a post-it note in your clinic or on your computer, I'm fearless. If there's one person you speak to the most, change that person's name on your phone to I'm fearless. So that I'm fearless is calling, you are calling I'm fearless, you're chatting with I'm fearless. Now, this is not forever. Your subconscious mind will reprogram in 3 or 4 weeks. You'll start feeling it. And then the external environment starts changing. After that, you can stop. So typically, it takes between 3 to 4 weeks for your subconscious mind to reprogram. Till then, surround your subconscious mind with the command that you're using.
Thank you, Priyanka.
Thank you.
Any other ways to maintain the consistency, whatever you have taught?
So the command I gave you right at the end, the most successful people do what they do it first. I'm going to do this right now. This allows consistency to set in because it makes the mind trained to start doing what you want it to do. And after a while, see, what happens when you do something you don't like doing? You feel good. You feel relieved. The monkey's off my back. I've done it. Then the mind says, oh, she doesn't hate it anymore. She's actually enjoying doing this. And through repetition, it stops hating it and you can maintain the consistency. So use that command. The most successful people do what they hate, they do it first. I'm going to do this right now and continue it till your mind gets used to it. Remember, a week or two, and it sets into a habit. I know that most people say it takes 21 days to create a habit, but right now the University of London has just said it takes 66 days. So you might need to sustain for 66 days till it becomes a habit. Not a belief system, a habit. Belief systems can be made in less than 28 days. Dr. Riddhi, I think you've unmuted, you muted yourself, so you might want to unmute yourself.
Yeah. Thank you, Priyanka. Yeah. So I would like Dr. Lavi to give a vote of thanks.
Good morning, one and all. I, Dr. Lavi Jain from IFP Women Cell Goa State Team, would like to take this opportunity to thank Ms. Priyanka Rao ma'am for giving valuable talks to our IAPWC Goa branch on Master Your Mind, Control Your Destiny, and thanks to Dr. Rashmi Pawar ma'am on physical activities and mental health. We are obliged to have you with us for taking out your time and giving us such a wonderful presentation through this webinar. Would like to thank all the delegates for making this webinar a successful event. I would like to thank the whole team of IAPWC Goa for organizing this event. Last but not least, I thank to the IAP technical team for the support, to Dr. Pooja Kamble ma'am, Zonal Head, West Zone, for her constant guidance, and Dr. Sanjeev Jha sir, President of IAP, and Dr. Ruchi Varsne ma'am, the National Head IAPWC, for providing us with that virtual platform to reach out to the entire physiotherapy community. Thanks and regards IAPWC team Goa. Thank you so much.
Thank you, one and all. At the end, I would just like to congratulate the IAPWC Goa team for doing a wonderful webinar. I think all the questions have been answered. The ones which were not, Ms. Priyanka has answered that already on the chat box. So we have given a Google form. Kindly fill the Google form in the feedback. You will get the contact details and the presentation by the speaker. So you will find both the Google Forms here as well as on our YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe our YouTube channel IAP India and follow us on Facebook, that is IAP Health. And then, yeah, please press the bell button for notifications. And thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you very much. INPS. Thank you, Dr. Smarnika. Thank you, Dr. Sudhi. Thank you, Dr. Lavi. And thank you, Dr. Rashmi. Thank you.